advantage applies to Samoa. Back inside their own 20-metre line for Daniel Vito. That's Tim Simona with the ball, and the Australians piling in with defenders. It's arm out. And now for Leilua. Just outside the 30-metre line. Maguire through from Roberts. It's gone on to Isaac Liu. Papali the tackle. And now Roberts, his 12th Samoan jumper, Ben Roberts. He's the most capped of the Samoan players. This is Mansour from Penrith.
He's a very crisp kicker of the football, Ben Roberts, but he needs better direction than that. Big metres there for Greg Inglis over halfway. Roberts needs to get the ball down into the corners.
Here's Jennings, breaking a couple, pushing another one away. Pulled down eventually by Thalongo and Simona. Now to Bird, linking it over for Parker to go on, to Smith to give it away. Friday is with the ball, looks back on the inside and plays the ball 10 metres away. They go to the blind side, that's Walker, and he's able to shrug away from a fairly ordinary attempt at tackle, an ordinary attempt to shut the ball down. This is the last. Smith to Cronk, and here's the kick. Now the contest, and Samoa come down with the ball. Kyle Stanley, in fact, that came down and saved the day over there for Samoa. They get a penalty to take some pressure away from them. Running from the south, they've got just a gentle breeze behind them. Trailing 4-0 with the first try to Cooper Cronk at the second minute. Final then next Saturday night at Wellington. Australia needing to win this game today to be a part of it. Samoa, as you know, they have to win this game, but they have to win by 9 to supersede England on the table.
And last night New Zealand scored after 2 minutes as well, winning by 2 in one of the best internationals I've ever seen. I mentioned last night it was a worthy finals. Heavy defence there from Josh Papali.
Isaac Liu was underneath the tackle. Now Maguire feeding it away to Masoi. And this giant of a man, Mossy Masoi, plays the ball. Maguire takes another run. Now they're just 35 metres away from the Australian line. We're on the last play though. And Stanley puts the ball down high for Mansour. And Mansour comes outside his 20, and then an arm hung out by Pritchard. It wasn't, I didn't think it was high, but the referee has said it did. It got him under the chin.
There's some real worrying signs for Samoa. The ball went in the air, and the real level of your effort plays, the kick chase. There was absolutely no kick chase there from the Samoan team. I have to say the Australian team, the opening 8th minute, you see their game plan, plenty of ball movement, testing the mobility of the Samoan team. Got it right, the Australians so far.
Get behind it, Siani.
I thought he was going to let that go, the referee, to be honest with you. Sideline comment from Darren Lockyer. Yes, Darren?
Yeah, just to back Joey up. The Samoan body language very ordinary at the moment. They're just hanging in there. They'll have to. The next 5 minutes is very important for them.
Well, this is the section of the game that all of the experts on the panel were talking about. Those that fancied Samoa having a chance, they said this was the part of the game they had to endure. Papali. Eventually they'll stop him. Liu and Maguire and Masoi. Here's Parker behind Woods on to Jerry Evans. The Bird, a leaping Bird. Now it's gone on to Cronk. Dummies in, goes out to Walker. And Walker will be made to play the ball. 15 metres out from the Samoan line. Played by the young South Sydney centre. Cronk to Papali. In the 10 shirt today, forcing or allowing Tim to put Friday back to the back row. Here's Cronk, an outside in pass for Inglis, who gets it out the back, and it's come away, and it's with Thaiday. He's able to pass, gets it away to Parker, the Bronco teammate, then for Greg Inglis, and he scores yet another try. 4 test matches this year, and he's been able to provide a try in each of them. And now only 3 players have scored more tries in Test football, Australian Test football, than Greg Inglis.
And he has 2 touches in this. The side desperate to keep the football alive. They all knew it was the last tackle, and a lovely little offload there from Corey Parker. The final pass to Greg Inglis. Greg Inglis, 26 career tries. I think that takes him past Bob Fulton when it comes to the green and gold, and a fairly simple conversion for Cameron Smith. There's no problems with that, extending the lead. 10-0, a great start for the Australians. And Joey.
This was played in the telephone box. That was a short passes. No pass on the Harvey Norman replay travels further than a metre. Look at all these short passes, but all the skill, the way they can present the ball in space, and the support plays, getting away from defenders. That was a bit of special play there from the Aussies. They look on today.
It's a very deep restart here. Cherry Evans would have been tempted to try and get his leg back over the dead ball line there as Aaron Woods brings it forward again. 12 minutes gone, already 10 on the board for the Australians, and another penalty.
Well, this is where they let himself down, the Samoan teams. The discipline. That's
David.
how many penalties that now? That's 4 penalties.
Joseph Leilua, that's his 3rd penalty in the ruck. That time he's on the back of the neck. He's given away 3 in the ruck, mate. You need to address that. Yeah, you deal with him.
This is a part of the game that hurts Samoa. I've got to say, if I looked at both defences, they're both taking the same amount of time in the tackle, but Australia is so much more clinical at it. Well, Samoa have got to get better at it, or hit harder and driving back.
Australia with Corey Parker taking it out towards halfway. 10-0 in favour of Australia. And now Aaron Woods struggling his way down the ground. For Josh Papali then to take the next hit up to the 30-metre line for Papali. Smith waiting, Cronk away to the right. They go to the blind side, a wide blind, and Parker is operating down that side to the 20-metre line. Here's Smith again, now to Cronk. Cronk getting the first try at the 2nd minute, and of course you saw Greg Inglis then on the back end of some lovely play as there. Cherry Evans puts a rubber kick in, but it's far too deep. Jennings was after it with all the speed that he's got. Vito brings it back. Just a little bit hard from Cherry Evans.
I think he was thinking run then. Last minute, put on the left boot, but they hit the back fence.
This is Lafai. And Roberts a dummy half. And this is Winterstein, 6 tries in his last 5 test matches. Antonio. And Godinez getting ready in the headgear, the diminutive number 9. He almost pinched that game from England, I remember, at Suncorp a couple of weeks ago. He was absolutely unstoppable. It was crazy what he was doing. Stanley played that ball, Simona's got it away, and it's Armour who play the ball 30 metres out from the Australian line. Carl Stanley, high and across, and Pritchard getting through eventually. A barricade of Australian blocks, and then he puts a hit on Matautia, And the penalty has gone to Australia.
It's really silly play. It's one thing to be enthusiastic and aggressive, but you still got to keep your head. You still got to think. And that's 5 penalties to Australia. A lot of those penalties are inside their own 20-metre mark, their own red area. Just gives the Australian team a breather and also gives them an easy out. This is an area where I thought Samoa could really put pressure on Australia, but at the moment they're just backing the Australians out of trouble.
That's a good call from the referee. Well, the catch is very vulnerable when he's in the air, and his feet hadn't made contact with the ground before Frank Pritchard hit him, so the referee was spot on.
Release now, Peter, come all the way, hold.
Played then by Papali. Now for Woods, running at Godinay. Being as small as he is, obviously he's going to attack. He's going to attract quite a bit of traffic down through his corridor. Now Bird down to the 30-metre line. Parker looking to unload, always looking to unload. Eventually pulled down by Godinay. Cameron Smith away. Cooper Cronk has given it on. Greg Bird has got the ball on. Back to Cooper Cronk. Now it's with Corey Parker, and Parker is met by a fellow Bronco in Josh Maguire. 5 gone then for Australia. Which way will they go? Back to Cooper they come. He puts a kick in. It stacks on the mill, and he's got the ball back. But he'll find, I'm pretty sure, no, he's saying play on. He's giving it 6 more to Australia. So Smith back to the middle. Papali met there and held by Lew and Maguire, and also Folongo. Upright tackle on Josh Papali. Behind Woods, gone on to Cronk, dummy, and then effectively pulled down by Ben Roberts. Again Smith, dummies to the blind, goes to the open. Back to Woods in the middle. And this youngster from West Tigers doing a fine job in his first year in the green and gold as it goes away from Smith and goes on to Bird, and Bird gets it back for Jerry Evans. Now here he comes running a loop around the Samoans, looking to pass it. He lays it on the ground. He's got the ball back. And it's a penalty to Samoa. So it's offside, in fact, against Australia.
Well, they did well there, Samoa, to keep Australia at bay, although they are still allowing way too many offloads. But consecutive sets there after a one-on-one strip. Cooper Cronk taking the ball off Ben Roberts. Not a great play there involving Cherry Evans.
Yeah, Robs, you spoke about Peter Godinay coming off the bench. I think he's the only player in the Samoan team who's under 6'2", probably under 110 kilos. So he's going to be a target in defence. He's highlighted himself with a big headgear. You think he'd try to blend in a little bit more.
Winterstein. Godinay goes into dummy half. Stanley it is that sweeps it away. Simone around to Leilua. Pulled down by Jennings. Here's Godinay. Now it's come away. It's Armour giving it to Maguire. And Josh Maguire put down 20 metres out from the Australian line by Clemmer. He's out there now, Clemmer. They come away for Longo to Roberts, who throws a dummy. And a penalty against Australia. Inside the 10.
Not the 10.
Well, the more Samoa can get the ball into the hands of Joseph Leilua, the better they are of taking advantage of his size and strength. He is a handful. Folongo now inside the 10.
Godinay going left to Maguire. Maguire was held by Woods, but he needed reinforcements. Eventually 3 and 4 got involved in stopping him. Godinay long, Stanley right foot step, short to Simona. A push away, he scores Simona. The West Tigers, Tim Simona has scored for Samoa.
On tackle 3.
Adjacent to the uprights, but there's an inquiry coming.
Just ensure that there's no player in front of the ball carrier that obstructs the defender, please.
So an inquiry about obstruction, but Jared Sutton has said, I have a try, but he's asked upstairs Ian Smith to have a look for him.
He is a real talent. the fullback Tim Samoa. We normally associate him more in the centres. He's one-on-one with Cameron Smith. Great upper body strength. Ducks under Aaron Woods. No problem at all with that. That's a super effort from the number one to get his nation on the board. Kyle Stanley comes back. Look at the big fend into the chest of the Australian skipper and skirts around the outside of the front rower.
And that should be all clear. Four nations from Wollongong and Samoa are on the board.
Sorry, mate, I'll get you to go again. No worries.
So Tim Samoa's try investigated, but has been ratified by the video referee. And Tim Laffey converts. Brett Finch, a comment sideline.
Yeah, we spoke earlier about the Samoan body language, but given a couple of sets of six in some good footy down here, they certainly come alive. And with this crowd, there's plenty of Samoans in the crowd here, and it's really vocal down here. We've seen a real lift from the Samoans, and the Kangaroos better be careful here and not drop any intensity, because the Samoans have really picked up things.
Well, that's the first time they've really been able to convert some pressure, because they've been giving these penalties to Australia down in that zone, and that's the first time they've really been able to cement some authority. So it'll be interesting to see whether they can be more disciplined as this match wears on. So here's Pritchard again now. 25 away from his own line. Got an A. Oh, it's an awful pass. Well taken by the captain, Thalongo. 10-6 then the score. 2 tries to 1. Maguire now, obviously, as a running forward. There's another penalty. Playing with the arm, or interfering with the arm, carrying the ball is the penalty against Cameron Smith.
Get behind, Jim.
Didn't see any sign of any grappling with the arm carrying the ball, but it's getting done now.
It's a good call, I think, right? There was no need for that type of contact.
So it's gone on to Roberts now, and he turns it back on the inside for Lou. 25 away from the Australian line. This is where they need to play tidy football and not just cough up penalties. Frank Pritchard, 10 out. They're back there early, aren't they? Goronay away, Roberts on. Stanley goes short, and it's gone out to Armour. He's 11 away from the line. Play towards the eastern side. They come back to Maguire. He steps off his left foot, the big man. Goronay, this is where he loves it. He goes for the line. Did he get it down?
He loves it all right.
This is what he did to England. No try.
I just want to check that when he first hits the ground, there's no contact with the line.
Yeah, I think his body language probably displays the fact that he's not confident that he's got the football down. He nearly caught them out.
It's an extravagant dummy that he throws, and then he has a dig, and he just comes down short. As he had another dig.
Greg Inglis has it on the chest.
Greg has got himself under there. There'd be a claim there was still momentum, but he hasn't grounded it anyway, because Greg Inglis has got underneath him, and we saw him come down short. So Jared Sutton is spot on with his call.
But he hasn't lost the football either into it, Greg Inglis, so it'll be a play the ball back at the 10-metre line.
Held up. It'll be tackle 5. He didn't want to make it play the ball. Out 10. Sit up. Out here. Put your foot up. Wait for the whistle.
Goronay on 5 to play the ball.
Last tackle.
So To the air, will they go? Up Roberts. There's the kick, it's well placed. Oh, one of the Samoans was given a bit of a shoulder out of the road. It's a penalty. Now there's a bit of a scuffle up. Dylan Walker.
Oh, that's a nightmare.
He's already given the penalty.
Oh, no.
As you point out, Ray, Dylan Walker's the man who gets rid of the opposing winger coming through Winterstein. Didn't disguise it particularly well.
Jeez, when it kicks off here, you'd be running for the crowd, wouldn't you?
They'll have a word with Frank Pritchard, but they'll get the penalty, Samoa.
A bit of push and shove. I haven't seen an actual punch thrown. I think Frank was thinking about it.
That's a
There
penalty.
wasn't a lot of subtlety in what Dylan Walker did, I can assure you. He got rid of Antonio Winterstein very quickly.
You're getting a penalty for the blocker, right? If you come in like that and instigate, if you come in and instigate something, you risk leaving your man a man short, right? No more.
So we go back to the penalty. It was given by young Walker. Tim Laffey, the 3. The Canterbury centre to take the tap. To Roberts. 16. To Sue. So also Sue in the middle of the ground. Maguire. Been punishing with some of these runs. Hard to pull down, got an A, Stanley, shape to give it back to Falongo. Close to the line as you can see. Falongo again, sweeps it back. Depth now, Pritchard on, Laffey got rid of Walker, taken by Cronk. Walker comes over the top. After being shoved away originally. Roberts Maguire, hands it down to Sue. 5 gone now for Samoa. Trailing by 4. Roberts, a charge down from Bird. And then he's got the ball back. So Bird out on the 30-metre line. Jennings coughing it up. That looks like Cordner, is it? Who's out there now?
Go to.
Cherry Evans for Jennings. Good work by Bird. Is Jennings almost away to the 40-metre line. Penalty goes to Australia. The second effort by Leilua again.
He's causing some real problems, Michael Jennings, for that man, Joseph Leilua. I mentioned that Samoans will be looking to get the ball into his hands as much as possible. And defensively, Michael Jennings' speed is causing him real concern.
We heard Jared Sutton talking to the captain, David Falongo, about Joseph Leilua's involvement in penalties in the game. He warned him earlier. He said he's been in 3. That was the 4th. Now Clemmer driving ahead. 10 metres out from Samoa's line. Smith then. Dummy, give, Cronk, short. Inglis has gone through and puts it over the line.
Smithy.
Greg Inglis scores try number 27 at this level.
Want to make sure that the ball carrier catches it on the outside of the block runner.
Again, we're looking at the possibility of obstruction.
Yeah, once again, it's through that channel between Laffey and Ben Roberts. Laffey, like the first try, he comes out of the line to make the tackle, and then he loses sight. He takes the dummy and goes out on his man. Someone like Greg Inglis, you have to come in and try to close the play down.
Nothing wrong with that, Ray. You can see there Ben Roberts sets himself to make the tackle. It's his decision, and then just great footwork from Greg Inglis to beat Tim Laffey. Gets the ball on the outside of Sam Thaiday, and Ben Roberts had committed himself. And then Greg Inglis. Just an awesome sight. And one-on-one that close to the line, there's only ever going to be one result. They're looking at where this pass is.
That's Laffey's tackle. Laffey had to be putting pressure on Inglis then.
It's all fine.
I think Greg was thinking about the goanna, but one of the defenders got in the way. Try confirmed for Greg Inglis.
Defender's gone in. He's made the decision to go
Well, there's our try scorer, Greg Inglis, and it's a sight we see so often. I mentioned earlier there's been, including this one, 4 test matches this year that he's competed in. That's his 5th try, and he now is 1 try in the all-time record book, 1 try behind Reg Gasnier. Ken Irvine and Darren Lockyer are out in front of Gasnier, and then 1 away is Greg Inglis.
Plenty of credit there to Greg Bird as well. Some heady play at the other end of the field after the Australians have been under siege to charge the football down, but then to regather and get the possession for his side.
This is good. Bringing it back beautifully. That would please him. The captain, Darren Lockyer, on the sideline.
He's a freak, isn't he? I mean, uneven defensive line against him, he's going to make you pay. When they come out to the right here, Sam Thaiday stands out on the right. He's almost standing in the centre position, and that's giving the Samoans all sorts of headaches. But on a Harvey Norman replay, as you say, you give him an inch, and he'll score.
He was celebrating long before he put the ball down, Greg Inglis. But when you've had the practice that he's had in scoring tries, then I suppose you can rehearse all you like. Clemmer with a good run, good contribution. Draining in defence. Now for Cordner. Taken down just inside the 30-metre line, their own end of the ground, Australia. Bird out to the 40 now. So 16-6 in favour of Australia. And Cameron Smith just having to change course there. Josh Papali is getting in his way. 16 missed tackles against Samoa. 3 Australia. Clemmer. So Hunt and Jackson yet to be used in the game. Conk's kick is spinning around and swerving away a little bit as Simona had to plant his feet in a different area. Play by Stanley. And this is Vito. 11.5 minutes of the first half remaining. Australia then with 3 tries, 2 of them to Greg Inglis. That's Leilua over there near the eastern sideline in front of a packed hill. Over there, great sight. Samoan flags in abundance over there. So here they come away to Folongo now, and he's playing the ball 30 metres away from the Australian line, but he's lost the ball.
They can't afford that. A little pressure taken off. They didn't get put up an attacking kick. And Ray, with Josh Jackson named in the 17, just 2 players haven't been used by Tim Sheens to this stage, and that's Alex Johnson, the young South Sydney winger, also Matt Moylan, the fullback from Penrith. And the coach pointed out that he might not be able to get everybody a game during this tournament. They've been under some pressure, so whilst great experience for those 2 youngsters to be a part of the squad, they're yet to see any game time.
Cherry Evans. Cherry Evans, he's through the dummy. He sprinted through the gap. Simona's chasing, but he's only got 10 to go. And Cherry Evans scores for Australia. A 70-metre try, which was all belonging to Daly Cherry Evans.
Yeah, beautiful change of speed here, changes the angle. We highlighted in the pre-game this line where he gets across field and turns the players on the inside. Just the show and go, and Leilua had eyes for Michael Jennings, and then Cherry Evans puts the pedal down and shows some speed.
Well, it was great ovation to get on the outside of Kyle Stanley, and I'm sure that he's the man that gets found out for speed.
Was Leilu was worried about Jennings' speed, so Leilu he was 2 or 3 metres up in front of his halfback, which opened that corridor up for Cherry Evans to dummy and go. It was really smart play there from Cherry Evans.
He's had a mixed bag, hasn't he, in the tournament?
Yeah, keep your eyes on Leilu. He's up in front. See, he's pushing up in front there. He's worried about the speed of Jennings, and then Daly Cherry Evans just puts the pedal down. He's flying.
He is flying, but Jennings was just cantering.
Yeah.
It's an awful thing to do to anybody, isn't it? You think I'm doing my best, and Jennings is jog-trotting.
Well, Ray, we've seen plenty of horses. I'm not sure if that's a canter. It's more of a skip and a canter, I think. He was cruising.
He is an amazing athlete, isn't he, Michael Jennings? I mean, it's Daly Cherry Evans' moment. But Jennings is jogging alongside him, and Cherry Evans was at full speed. So we'll have something on Jennings next start, I think. Here's Smith to convert. This carnival that I was talking about is suddenly turning a little bit sour for all those people with the Samoan regalia. And Cameron, he's got it from the sideline. Now he's got it working. And so has this fellow got it working. Damaged his hip up in Brisbane. There was a question mark whether he'd play in Melbourne. And even another question mark about today, but looking at him score that try, there's not much wrong with his hip now.
I had a chat before the game with Daly Cherry Evans. He couldn't understand where all the rumours had started as to why he was in down. He said there's never been a problem, and he was fine. So he was bemused by it all.
Laffey with the restart, taken by Inglis. And here's Clemmer loving this. Just give me the ball.
Joey, get up now! Don't hang on! Go one.
Exuberance of the youth. Cherry Evans to the line and passing late.
Ready?
Corner.
He got nailed to Cherry Evans, down on his haunches, and
You went the
another
turn
penalty.
first, then you stayed on.
Yeah, it's a byproduct of going to the line like Cherry Evans did then, attracting defenders and making space for his players on the outside. You're going to get banged. And he got hit hard then in the ribs after he passed. That's his job as a halfback.
Look at that Hill crowd over there. Jam-packed. Here's the hit on Cherry Evans.
Hold!
And then they sent their attention over to Rennie Matua, who's out there.
Ready, clearance! Hold!
And the ball played by Papali now. Clemmer. He's giving his coach probably more minutes than I thought he would in the first half, Papali. Smith turning it in for him now. And Josh Papali playing the ball in front of the uprights at the southern end. And here they come again with Bird. Is there another one coming? Smith across. David Clemmer gets a try at test level. Clemmer, one of the 9 rookies, gets a test try. Ben Hunt did it the other day. Clemmer does it today.
And it's a really brave line. Have a look at this outside in, coming back against the defenders on Clemmer. And look at that, kisses the badge. That's special from the young guy.
Well, there's the try scorer, David Clemmer. At the other end of the ground, I said to you that he was keen to return the kickoff. Every kickoff, he went looking for the catcher and give me the football. And then at the other end of the ground, he celebrates with a barge over determined try. Played junior football at Toongabbie, but Canterbury through and through. Well, Smith converts the Clemmer try.
We saw the lineup of internationals from the South Coast earlier in the telecast as we see Clemmer going over under the posts. And one of those, Steve Roach, one of the Kangaroos' best front rowers in the last 20-30 years. I reckon David Clemmer would be a real favourite of Steve Roach. I just got a feeling that they'd be almost kindred spirits the way that they play.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and of course the big blocker is here today. Is one of the South Coast internationals honoured and recognised in a pre-match celebration. Graham Langlands and Harry Wells, other notables that I was able to identify in the lineup. Bird.
A couple of my favourites, Lord Chet Goodwin and Joe Cool, John Doherty as well. I think good blocker. He'd like to see Clemmer just develop a little bit of an offload in his game. As the Australians now really on a roll. Cherry Evans kicking. That's going to go all the way.
Just looking at David Clemmer's bio, he played Harold Matthews with Canterbury, so though he's listed as playing junior football over at All Saints at Toongabbie, that's your first level of rep football. Matthews, I think it was under 15s back in those days when David played. So he's been with Canterbury pretty much since he started playing rep football. Dunamis Louis. So we've got Isaac Liu and Dunamis Louis in this game today. A couple of my favourites. Sue. Roberts. This is Matua. It's his first game in the tournament. Rennie. 5 tackles gone. Got an A. Got it away to Samoa to go to Lafai. He's able to get a ball out the back. Matua again. Maguire again. Offload again. And it's with Dunamis Louis who has to kick. Lou was after it and he got it and passed it in one motion. Taken by Vido. Picked up on the half volley. That's Stanley. Knocked on. Which brings it to an abrupt ending by Dunamis Louis. Awful pass.
Nice kick back from Dunamis Louis.
Right side.
You can see there Joseph Leilua just attempting to catch and pass in the one movement to his winger.
Hold, Peter. Don't walk it.
Australia bringing it away to the 30-metre line. David Clemmer's come from the field, I note. Walker. Dummy half run. There's the youngster. You coached him, Brad Fittler, in City Country.
Yeah, fantastic young bloke, as well as a fantastic footballer. And while City Country is still going, we'll unearth players like this and they'll come through. And he's one bloke who, as a young fella, he's just not confused about it. He knows he's a footballer, and more importantly to his teammates, he knows he's a front rower. He knows nothing else other than be the toughest in his team, work the hardest and try his butt off. So all those players in the Australian team, and we're very happy that he's next to him.
So this has been picked up by Samoa, knocked on by Jennings, flicked out the back, and a run for Sue to the 30-metre line. Now Leilua, but he's out there on his own. They're really bunched, the Samoans. Well, they might be bunched. They've taken a storm of attack. And Pritchard away, got him on, Stanley out, Leilua's with the ball. Tackled on halfway. Godinay coming back from Maguire. And Maguire trampling ahead. He's done a good job, Josh. Even if the scoreboard says they're getting a whacking, he's been strong. Stanley, Louis, sweeps it, Roberts, now Matua out wide. And he'll play the ball just outside the Australian 20-metre line. We're in the final minute before the break. And that is Sue again. His friends call him Jesse. Getting easier than having to use that Christian name of his. Unanimous Louis putting a kick in. Fielded by Mansour. Gets away from one. Gets rid of Godinay. Gets rid of the third. Fends away at fourth. Now he's tackled. McGuire comes over the top and squashes him. Bit of help from Matua. Now the 5 for Australia. Matautia, the 18-year-old. Well, you've got to start somewhere, and the coach has started 9 of them in this Four Nations tournament, including Josh Jackson today.
Yes, we've seen one mark that took up there. Papali, the sidestep.
There's the halftime siren. Australia will go to the break with a 22-point lead. Samoa were at 10-6 at one stage, but then Australia have bombarded them with tries. 5 in all. Darren Lockyer on the ground. Yes, Darren?
Frank gave away probably too many penalties that half.
Yeah, mate. Just got to be a bit more disciplined, mate. It's killing us, yeah.
Thanks for your time. Over to you, Finchy.
Yeah, Coops, a great start by the Aussies.
Yeah, I think we were a good start, but then we started shifting side to side and turned over a bit of possession. So we spoke about just going through the middle third, then set up our shape both sides.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
The team that we thought they could be, even allowing for the fact that there were something like 20 who made themselves unavailable. We've often said, haven't we, as Australians, we could put our third best team out there and we'd beat the rest of the world. Well, in 2014, we've got a chance to show it in practice. 28-6 then at half-time. Just waiting for the resumption of play. Jared Sutton gives that indication. Tim Lapai kicks off down into the southern end of the ground. And it's Mansour who brings it back. He's been safe, Mansour. He mightn't have been all that brilliant in the first couple of weeks, but he's been very safe, Josh. Papali playing the ball on the 30-metre line for Aaron Woods to trundle it up over towards the 40-metre line. Clemmer, of course, back on the bench. The other young prop forward is Boyd Cordner up to the halfway line. So Greg Bird just inside the 40-metre line. This is their last. And Cronk gives them something to think about. Oh, Simona's put it down. It's come down, but it's offside penalty, Samoa.
Yeah, mate.
Tautia.
Penalty says.
He's actually got a penalty going against the Australians for a tackle in the air here, I think, Ray. I think he's just trying to catch a football, Greg Inglis. And it's gone Samoa's way. I think Samoa had actually lost the football by the time Inglis turned it into a tackle.
Yeah, I think the knock-on occurred well before Inglis tackled Samoa. Jared Sutton obviously didn't agree, which he's entitled to, I suppose. He's got the whistle. And he's got rid of those long shorts that he was made to wear, hampering his style, I would imagine, somewhat in Melbourne. That's Sue. Good work, but Godinay has made a meal of it. So all of the hard work was done, and Godinay was presented with the gap. He couldn't hang on to it himself, the little fella.
Bad luck there for Samoa. Great work from Sue. Attracted 3 defenders. I think it's ball free, but unfortunately the ball goes down.
Joey, with things going well for the Australians, I imagine Tim Sheens will be keen to get Josh Jackson into the game fairly early on the second half. What about Ben Hunt? When thinking forward to New Zealand next week, he made a real difference when he came on last week.
Last week, didn't he? I couldn't believe it. He came on last week as a middleman. He didn't really spark the team. So, what position? I think he'd be looking to get Hunt and Cherry Evans together, I think, in the half. Give him some time there.
Cordner. Wrestled down by Sue. The referee actually calling him Jesse then. Friday to the 40-metre line. Smith short for Woods. And Big Aaron takes it up to the 30 now. Cronk stabs a kick in. Players going through after it there, but it's come away with Winterstein, and there's an indication to bring it back to the 20 for the restart.
Oh, it was a great
Out here it was.
And have a look at the shape of the kick, the way it bends away from the fullback chasing it, and it's bending towards his wingman there. That was a great kick from Cooper Cronk.
Knock on in goal by the attacking side. So that 20-metre restart played by Pritchard. Now the Fivers veto. Middle of the ground, their own 40-metre line. It's Dunamis Louis. Godinay now. Getting his blind side working with Laffey. McGuire behind one to Roberts. Then Stanley got channeled back in, gave it to McGuire. And McGuire shunting Cherry Evans away. Cameron Smith hanging in there with Jennings. And eventually McGuire to play the ball. Godinay on to Stanley. Puts a little kick in. It's come down fortuitously to Vito. The other way do it. Now with Godinay. And Godinay is a metre out from the line. Fortune favours the brave. Penalty goes to Samoa.
Yep. Hold. Hold. Get on the line, Aaron. Hold the line.
Right. Sue.
One forward, Josh. Clear now. Get up.
Bottom of the uprights there. Telling you just how far they are away. Here's Big Pritchard trying to burst over the top. Cherry Evans, but Cordner took the legs. Godinay. Stanley wide. Wider to Roberts. Personnel in motion. And then it's Simona with a flick pass to Laffey. Laffey comes back. Runs an arc. Semicircle. Pulled down on the 10-metre line. Big Woods got him and put him away. Godinay now for Louis. And Dunamis just a couple of metres from that line. Godinay long. High ball into Roberts, and he's over. Ben Roberts has scored for Samoa. 28-6. Heavens knows how much they needed it.
And that's what he is capable of, Ben Roberts. He is very, very skillful and excellent on his feet. 2 left foot steps. Straight through the Australian defence for their second.
Well, he's always had promise, hasn't he? Ben Roberts, his 12th cap today, is the most experienced of these Samoan Test players. So in celebrating their try, they've brought out the big flag now up on the hill. I'll give you a shot of it in a moment. They've turned the windsock pole into a flagpole and the kick. It's a windsock pole turned into a flagpole by the Samoans.
That's the windsock.
That's a windsock, as far as I know. I'm not into aviation, but I think it is. I tell you what, you've caught some of that gusitis.
What a great place to put the Samoan flag. Looks like it's half-mast.
I could say something, Peter, but
I know where you're going with the windsock, but you looked straight at my nose for some reason. I don't know why.
28-12 is the score. Wide World of Sports on a Sunday afternoon, and Dunamis Louis comes cannoning back into the Australian defensive line. Now for Matua.
Aaron, off that ball! Hold! That's it. Cameron, don't work it! It's easier!
Sue played that ball. Now Pritchard. Oh, Leilua.
I think it was touched here, Raps.
By Jennings.
Knocked out first, touch on the pass.
That's a knock on by Jennings.
Yeah, it's great play here from Pritchard. See the speed of it. He skips to the outside, and it makes Michael Jennings nervous there. The hand wasn't there. They were away there, Samoa. It's great play from the back row.
Heads into the back.
So the Four Nations final comes out of Westpac Stadium in Wellington next Saturday night. Live 6:30 in New South Wales and 5:30 in Queensland. From Wellington, New Zealand. Vito.
Move now, Daly! You're in hold!
So Leilua dummy half. Then Stanley and now McGrath.
Boyd up! Cameron, all the way. Don't go all the way. Hold!
Get your passport ready, Andrew.
Yep.
Sue.
Can't wait.
And here's Roberts and light stepping. He steps through. He takes it to the 10. Roberts. Blinding at the moment. Got it now. He turns it back for him. Why wouldn't you go back to him? Now he kicks. And it goes into the pickets, or not pickets.
That's what Ben Roberts is capable
There it
of. It wasn't the last tackle. It was just the wrong option. But with Ben, you take the bad with the good.
Josh, heads off!
Talking of pickets,
Where
there's
we are! Go one.
T20 final tonight, isn't it? Between Australia and South Africa.
Greg, release it!
The decider. KFC International T20 ANZ Stadium tonight. Jackson goes on for his maiden test. The 9th rookie for Tim Sheens this year to get a run in Australian colours. The youngster from Gulgong, Mudgee, Josh Jackson. Sue's down at the moment. Cronk puts a kick in. Comes down to Samoa. 7 away from his line.
Yeah, young Jackson, one of a relatively small band of players who represent their country before their state. I think he'll play a lot of football for both.
Play by Laffer. This is Pritchard. Finchy, a comment on the sideline as it's knocked on.
Yeah, just looking forward to the final next week in New Zealand, Ray. You'll be looking forward to the flight over there, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, Brett. Always a great pleasure to fly the Tasman. If I find my passport in time.
It's good landing in Wellington. It's quite windy.
I know that. There's no need to keep reminding me.
Just sit next to me, Raps.
Here's
I'll sit on the nerves.
Willem Walker with that speed of his. And then he's run into Leilua, who comes over the top of Stanley. So they deal it out to the young Rabbitoh. Bird. To the middle to Woods, then the run around for Smith, and back it goes, short ball away. And played there by Jackson. This Smith putting a little kick in, and well taken by Frank Pritchard. Just in front of the uprights at the northern end of this ground. Simona. Vito. Thalongo to the 40-metre line for David. Godinez to Roberts. Roberts kicking into a hole down there for Mansour. Will it go over there? Yes, it does. I was just thinking, Andrew, about the trip to Wellington. I think I've used all the excuses I can to dodge not New Zealand but the flight. Expired passport, forgot to bring my passport, lost passport. New Zealand versus who? It would seem pretty much as though Australia's going to be in their fourth Four Nations final.
The aircraft they used to go over there now has changed. They're back to the propeller. With camera, I think they're called.
The what? I thought they were the Poker friendly.
Parker up the middle. There's Clemmer with him again.
Friendship. Sorry, mister.
As long as it's not a DC3. Now for Cronk. There's the kick. He's looking for his speed man. Matalia's after it. Oh, Samoa got there just in the nick of time. Now Winterstein comes out towards the 20-metre line. Joseph. Holds through Jennings. He loses the ball and Jennings comes up with knock-on as ordered by Jared Sutton.
A good pressure exerted here by Josh Mansour. As Leilua tried to get back on the inside of his centre, the winger came in to help out and forced the ball out. Poor carry by the man on screen.
Well, I made the comment when he came out onto the ground today that Joseph Leilua had been an outstanding performer in this tournament. But gee, he's had his hands full with Jennings today in both departments. Pritchard has come off.
Cameron, you got to be in there as well. Jim, Joey, get the arm around, mate. Arm around.
They're in on this blind side too if they want to come from the screen.
So here they come, and here's Jennings picked up by Stanley and driven into the ground just inside the 20-metre line. For Cordner now, first. So Cordner will play it 11 metres out from that southern grandstand. And Smith goes short into Parker. So Parker has a leg lifted, that's held. Mossy Masoi back out there now, and the penalty goes.
Broncos teammates.
Josh, back you go. Get away with that.
Elbow or forearm across the throat. Maguire on Parker.
Hold here.
Corey looking at him and says, what'd you do that for? So Cameron giving plenty of instructions. Clemmer has come away to Cronk and gone back now. To the Australia number 14, Cordner again. He's 2 metres out. Smith across. One-handed pass for Woods. And an upright tackle. Smith has long to Cronk. Then to Jerry Evans. He floats one away. Battalion now it's forward. Travels forward. The youngster, he was beating the chest, the coat of arms, but that pass has left the hands and gone forward, according to the referee. Pretty hard to get it to go back, I suppose.
Wait for the outcome, Greg. Heads in.
23 minutes left in the game. 28-12 Australia.
Hold. Feet. Out.
Second half try for the Samoans. Laffey. Gee, they're going to have a back line, aren't they? Canterbury. Peter interviewed with the twins earlier on, Josh and Brett. You've got Laffey there. He's got some equipment. Des, hasn't he?
Did I get them right, Ray?
I don't know, Pete.
They turned up identically dressed.
Exactly.
Both with a bit of growth on the chin.
Look at there they are.
They're the same clothes on. The men's little dresses.
They've got the same facial hair.
Here we go. Simona into a bit of space. Turns it back and finds Lou.
Jeez, can you have some fun with that?
They've bought the same sports jackets. Now, here's Leilua, drops it on the foot. Oh, well done, Mansour. Taken by Armour. Very good reflex action by Mansour. Here's Inglis. Clemmer runs at Godinot.
On the Morris twins too, obviously Steve, their father here today, and he's one of the representatives from the South Coast at the highest level. And behind, Dean Young, Ben Cray, Ben Hornby.
It's Jackson from the Tautia. Sione playing the ball. Now for Cooper Cronk. Puts a stabbing kick down to Simona off his 10. And there's Steve Roach.
Oh, big cheese.
The big blocker. Be wrapped, as Peter said earlier, be wrapped in what Clemmer did and what Clemmer is doing. There they are, Jason Rives, Rod Wisher, and the Morris twins. Who is who? Same sports jackets, everything the same, the beard the same length. Armour on the 40-metre line. Got an A, and he rolls it over the side. So Ben Hunt is about to come in. He'll be going out for his second test assignment. He scored a try inside, I think, 2 minutes in that match the other night. I was just thinking about the Morris twins when they walked out with their dad between them. Steve was very short. When I say very short, he's not a tall man. They dwarfed him. But my God, he was fast. I caught his games, some of his games, many, many years ago. Slippery Morris. He was every bit of the word, let me tell you. Mansour. Now, he's been thrown over the sideline, so it's a penalty.
Ben Hunt has gone out there now. Aaron Wood's man replaced, so Ben Hunt is into the front row.
I'll explain it later. We're going, mate.
And we'll see how Tim Sheens organises the playmakers out there now.
I think the Samoans were of the belief that unless the ball or the arm carrying the ball, while over there's movement in the tackle, you can legitimately drag a player into touch. Now, Jerry Sutton said, I'll explain it to you later, but those pictures suggested that the ball did not touch the ground, neither did the arm. But here's the Cooper Cronk has been felled after he passed. And Jared Sutton stopping play.
Cameron, let us do
I think
it.
it's Masoi. It's a mismatch.
Let us do it. Let Cameron.
You can see there after he's passed the football, he's relaxed.
The whiplash.
The relaxation of the body that makes it much more dangerous.
It's a fair emblem on the back of the head there.
Well, yet to score a point in the second half, the Australians. They're into the final quarter of the game.
Are we about to see something from them this time? With Parker 25 away from the Samoan line. And Ben Hunt at dummy half. This is Clemmer. And a no-look pass and a dummy, and then Jennings. Smith straight up the centre. Cronk away to Inglis. Gets the ball away. And Australia close to the line. Played over there by Jackson. Gone on to Cronk, and Cronk goes over. Does he get his second? or is he short?
Coming up to tackle 5. Have a try. Want to clear the grounding, please, mate.
Well, Jared Sutton's had a good view of this from where we're watching. Whether he reached the line was the only question. But it seemed that Cooper has got his second try of the day.
I think he's short originally, but momentum takes him into the in goal.
I'd agree with that. There he is short. The momentum is actually provided by the tacklers, and there's downward pressure and some control over the football. So it is a try, 32-12. Only just took a whiplash tackle from Mossy Masoi, shortened him up a little bit, but straight back into the attacking line, and he gets his second try. He scored the first try of the game, by the way, for you punters that wanted to know that piece of news. At the second minute, Cooper Cronk scored the first try, and there he is scoring his second. 32-12, kick to come from Cameron over on that eastern touchline.
Who with Ben Hunt into the game now is operating as a first or second receiver, as he did in that attacking lane. Looking to add the extras.
On its way and across the face of goal. 32-12. Now it came. Just sustained pressure at the back end. It did come down short, but momentum took him across. There's a little bit of cloud starting to creep over. Fairly high. Steamy day, really. Simmer. He knows the job he's got to do.
He's been impressive today. Provided so much. Oh, it's a drop ball. Yeah, Clemmer off the bench has provided so much thrust off the interchange. And strong.
Well, I wouldn't imagine in the history of the game there would be many players who played for Australia that haven't started a first grade game. I'm pretty sure that is the case with David Clemmer, that every first grade appearance that he's made has been as an interchange off the bench player. Opportunity now for Samoa to get their third.
Played by Vido, and they're 10 metres out from the line with Maguire.
He's been great.
Godinay gets it away, and it's with Lou, Isaac Lou, right at the base of the uprights. Godinay gets it on to Roberts to go second man play. Simona a flick out the back for Laffey, but the defence from Australia will please the coach.
Yeah, it's great defence here. It's great defence from Greg Inglis. The way he anticipates and his vision to get himself from fullback into position to cut down the threat. Should they defend over the ball? But look at Inglis. He comes in, just the added muscle from Inglis. Tremendous instincts in attack, but also in defence. You can see the threat, see what a special player he is.
Get your head in the back, Tim. Don't break early. Remember to cover us here, Walshy. Hit him, Tim. Let's get the arms around there, boys. Tim, in. Sorry, mate, we're not formed. You got to pack in as well, Ben. Head it. Yeah, you, mate, at the back. Just all the way in. All the way in, mate. Come on. 3. Out.
Jackson.
Mossy, clear head out. Hold.
Taken by Soy. Now for Clemmer. He's bundled away just outside the 30-metre line.
Hold. Go 3.
2 tries to Cronk, 2 to English. 1 each to Cherry Evans and Clemmer.
David, hands out.
6 tries to 2. Cronk
Cameron, get check.
looks like it's going to go over the dead ball line, doesn't it? And that it does. So the news is coming up for you shortly on. And then, of course, tonight we've got that decider in the 2020 between Australia and South Africa from ANZ Stadium. Big, very big season of cricket coming up.
Now, Corey, lock in, boy.
Comment on the sideline, Darren.
Yeah, with Australia looking likely to win this one, and have one eye on next week, and I guess the coach and particularly the captain out here, I think that the next 13 minutes they'd like to finish this one strong, going with a bit of confidence next week.
There's a good strong run by Armour. Ramau not held, went again, got it up towards the 30-metre line, and a penalty goes to Samoa. There's a hand on the ball. Just over 12 minutes to go. Stanley. And this is Sue.
1 foot.
The 10-metre line. Godney comes to the right side. Ramau. Long ball into Stanley. Across the back for Roberts. Folongo is with the ball. Got it down to Sue. Gave it off to Maguire. And Maguire, a lot of work there to be still outside the 10. Godney. Sue. David Folongo is the man, I'm pretty sure. Only got a flash of it.
Yeah, it is. Not quite sure what he resents, right? It's a great take from Folongo.
Haven't given a try, Samoa. Walk away.
It was a bullet pass from Godney.
Frank, you haven't got a try yet, mate.
I think Godney was looking for Ben Roberts out the back.
Yeah.
Have a try. Want to look for contact by Josh Jackson on Dave Faialonga.
Ben Hunt, he was the defender. He thought the ball was going out the back.
And then what happens post that?
Out the back to Ben Roberts also.
Yeah, this is some take from the Samoan captain. We're looking at any contact from Josh Jackson after the try was scored. Goes in. Well, there's nothing there. What's he blowing up a bit? No, he's got a bit of tape on the ear, which has been dislodged by Josh Jackson, but there's nothing in it whatsoever. But it will be a try.
Conversion of the Folongo try, successful from Lafai. So the Samoans at 32-18 down. There's that little bit of tape that Peter was talking about. 12-4 Samoa have won the second half. I still don't quite understand why David Folongo. Oh, this is dangerous. Oh no, he's cleaned it up. Ben Roberts He's rather enigmatic, isn't he? Some of the things he does.
Just a touch.
Lafai.
This is as courageous as it gets. A rolling ball like that, then diving headfirst into the advancing defence. That's gutsy play.
Maguire again. 32-18. 1 hour. 70 minutes, I should say, gone. So Godinay, around for Samoa, back to Godinay. And now it's back for Samoa again. Cleaned up by Dylan Walker. Ball comes out. Referee will knock on against Walker.
Not the first one.
And again, the temperaments are tested.
Frank, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Time's off. Cameron, yeah, arms around, boys. Arms around. Head in the back, Ben Hunt. Feet on the ground, Corey. Corey, easy. Feet out.
Converted try here for Samoa. Show a little bit of interest into this final 9 minutes. Maguire, strong into Terry Evans, held by Clemmer and Jennings. They're 10 metres away from the line. Godinay a show, then he gives it to Sue, and Clemmer and Hunt. They combine with Parker. Blindside play. Stanley for Leilua. Leilua taking it to ground. At all times looking for a release. Vito, Stanley, long, Godinay, short, Pritchard, on, Samoa. Rubber kick into the corner, goes dead in goal. Still having the disturbance way back on the other side of the ground.
There was a push from Mansour on Leilua as he plays. You see the push there? Leilua wasn't happy.
Papali. Looked very cranky, didn't he, Joseph? Parker.
I'm yet to see it push out anyone.
Knock on by Court. It's amazing what it's done to the game, whether you believe in it or not. But with almost the mandatory sin bin, the punch, how many would love to throw one?
I wonder what the likes of Cliff Watson and John Sattler could do.
Don't break early. Starting there, Daly.
I think I'd spoken to John Sattler. He agrees with it.
Out, time on.
Yeah.
It's Vito. Drops it down, a download for Pritchard.
I spoke to Cliff, he didn't.
Roberts sweeps it across to Samoa.
Hold, Sam. Go two.
Three Kangaroos in the tackle on Ben Roberts. But here comes Samoa again, 32-18, Stanley. Wedged there, jammed up by Cherry Evans.
Yeah, great defence, Cherry Evans.
Stanley slow. Roberts. And no look pass back to Armau. 20 metres out, blindside rush. Stanley, Leilua. Leilua got the arm free and Cherry Evans intercepts. And then is well tackled against the run of play by Stanley. Thaiday. Big collision there between Thaiday and Armau. Now Greg Inglis. 8 metres from halfway. Played for Jennings. Cordner. Hunt. Cronk. Raking the kick down towards the dead ball line again.
Score on the second half. Hung in the Samoans.
Body language.
Well, the crowd they've attracted, they deserved something for their efforts. At half-time, it was quite forlorn at 28-6. You'd made the journey down to Wollongong. They've come in their thousands, and the Samoans haven't let them down in the second half.
No, they won't prevail in this test, but it is a far cry from the only time they did meet, as Ray pointed out, back in 2000. Over in England, 66 points to 10 on that occasion. And I pointed out last week, don't forget, Samoa were knocked out of the World Cup last year by Fiji and had to beat Fiji earlier this season to qualify for this Four Nations tournament.
Let's go, Australia. Let's go. Come on, Greg. Come on, boy.
Some of the island nations are really starting to emerge nicely.
Let it in. Time's off, boys.
Well, it's going to put some more essence, if that's the right word, into the World Cup, isn't it?
Heads into the back.
You go there annually with Fittler.
With Fiji, yeah.
Yeah.
And I was up Papua New Guinea last week with Gordon Tallis. The amount of interest in rugby league in Papua New Guinea, it is frightening.
Yeah, I understand that. His bird,
Yeah.
we were aware of that.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say, are Fiji nearly ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here's Hunt. Now the Cronk. Back it comes. Here's Dillon. Young Walker put down 3 metres out from the line. Matauti is the dummy half. Youth plays the ball to Youth. Now the Cronk, now the Thaiday. So Papali, a fend and a push. And then, I think he might get it over the line. I think Papali, with the never say die attitude, has got it over.
He retains control all the way to the ground, mate.
Does he retain control is the question asked by Jared Sutton.
He's done a good job this afternoon, Josh Papali. Played plenty of minutes. This will be an reward for perseverance. Look at that, keeps the left elbow above the ground, the ball carrying the arm. It would have been very, very easy for that to touch before planting the football, but he's got that spot on.
.36-18. Just a couple of minutes to go. This is the way it was for Harvey Norman.
Tremendous agility and footwork and strength on the Harvey Norman replay, and then the ability to hold the ball off the ground. Have a look at the footwork here for a big man, the way he goes to the defence, stutters, and then steps off the right foot. Look at that. Tremendous agility and strength for a big man. Players like that are an absolute nightmare to tackle.
Well, he's got through arm now there for Longo. Simona came in late.
He would be an absolute nightmare to tackle, Josh Papali.
Seen Cherry Evans kick two off it.
I've never seen him kick.
It's got draw on it and everything. Well, there you go. Something else he can do. Just on Papali, when he came out in week 1, you know, you've heard the expression so many times used, sometimes with disrespect, I suppose, but he looked like he would benefit from the run in week number 1, and he's gone on and he's just done that. He got promoted to prop today, and that allowed Tim Sheens to push Thaiday back to the back row. Push and shove here as they contest the ball. Mansour attacks the ball. Then he sweeps it away for Bird. And Bird just outside the 30-metre line. The news is not far away. And then, of course, tonight, basically the final of the cricket. Drawing big numbers. 2020 on the box. Jerry Evans. Beautiful pass, a sweet pass to Cordner. Here's Jerry Evans again. Waits up there. Shrugs away one. Goes to Hunt. Bird knocks on off. Threw Bird away. And Roberts is off for the prize. Here comes a chase. And it's Josh Jackson. Great chase at this time of the day for a forward hunting down a 5/8. Tremendous determination. Mansour. Well, what's going on? He hasn't called it back. He'll get himself a try. Well, what's Sutton going to say here? Mansour has scored himself a test try.
Yeah, no problem with that. They were in complete disarray there, Samoa. They were still cheering for Ben Roberts. But when Josh Mansour picked the football up, here's Ben Roberts away, and he's a quick man, Ben Roberts. The fresher legs of Josh Jackson were good enough to round him up. He threw the ball away, and then from the next play, the ball, terrible effort from Joseph Leilua. And Josh Mansour gets across for what will be the final points of this game.
And of course, another of our rookies has picked up a try in his first year in Australian colours. Young Ben Hunt did it, David Clemmer has done it, and now Josh Mansour as well.
When I say the final points of this game, I'm including the conversion in that. Again, Cherry Evans with both Cameron Smith and Corey Parker on the sideline. He's obviously the third stringer.
So it's off to Wellington for the Kangaroos to compete in their fourth Four Nations final, but it's going to be the dickens of a job to beat the Kiwis in Wellington next Saturday night. Cherry Evans, he just brings it around gently, beautifully done. There's the man of the match. Greg Inglis on camera for Harvey Norman. Greg Inglis is man of the match, scoring a double again today. The cricket tonight, 7:30 New South Wales, 6:30 Queensland, Australia v South Africa. And then next Saturday night from Wellington, 6:30 New South Wales, 5:30 Queensland, the Four Nations final. From Wollongong, here's the news. It's good night.